So now we'll start learning contract in the context of law. Okay. So a very simple definition contract has got as per section 2 subsection H. It's just that contract is an agreement enforceable by law. Very small definition. Agreement enforceable by law, but the task is to understand what is an agreement and what is the enforceability by law. So that would be our major task here. So first law is all about just reading between the lines. Okay. Just the single word agreement. Let us understand what an agreement is. Okay. As per section 2 subsection E, it's good if you remember the sections. Though you do not remember while writing the exam, do not panic. That's totally fine. So as per agreement, I remember it this way. It says agreement. There's a lot of stress on E, so the section is 2 subsection E. Okay. As per 2 subsection E, the agreement is a promise. It's not just a single promise is not what the section refers to. It says a promise or a set of promise. It can be just a single promise that both the parties are making to each other, or a set of promises saying that I'll do first the step one. This would be the thing that I would be doing, and next I would be doing this. Like that, there are chances of having set of promises as well. So it's a promise or a set of promise, and it's not just the promise. It should be a consideration to each other. This promise should form consideration to both the parties. What does this consideration to both the parties mean? Consideration is nothing but something in return. So in the business context, it's hardly rare that someone do something without a consideration. Okay. If A sells goods to B, okay, B gives rupees 100. So what is the consideration here? B is getting is goods. Consideration that A is getting is rupees 100. So A promises to sell goods to B, and in turn B promises to give rupees 100. So here if you see, there's a promise, or there might be a chances of set of promise that forms a consideration to each other. That is nothing but the agreement as per our section 2 subsection E. Okay. So the definition is done. First you have learned the definition of the contract. As per section 2 subsection H, it says agreement enforceable by law. Now you are understanding what an agreement is. As per section 2 subsection E, agreement is every promise or set of promises which is forming the consideration for each other. Each other is nothing but the two parties. As we have seen the example, it's A is giving to B consideration in the form of goods, and B is giving consideration in the form of money. Okay, that is the definition of agreement. And here again, our task is to understand what is a promise. Again, we have section 2 subsection B, which says what is a promise. Do you understand the pattern of the study that we are doing over here? It's just the term contract. But then within this term contract, we need to understand what is an agreement. And while understanding the term agreement, we need to understand what is a promise. Now, let us see what section 2 subsection B says about a promise. Section 2 subsection B says a promise is nothing but a proposal and an acceptance. So proposal when accepted becomes a promise. Okay. Promises are like in a day-to-day life, we understand what is a promise, just that we give a word. But as per section 2 subsection B, giving a word is nothing but proposal. Okay. Unless someone accepts that proposal, it will not be a promise. So for an proposal to be a promise, it should be accepted by the other party. That is the significance for this definition in our section 2 subsection B. Promise is a proposal and it should be accepted. If you see the proper definition over here, it says when the person to whom the proposal is made, I mean, when we give a proposal, in a simple terms, proposal is nothing but, again, coming back to our example, A selling goods to B. Here, A is proposing to sell the goods and B is accepting that. So that is where it has become a proposal. When accepted becomes a promise. So here, only when B accepts, that becomes a promise. Okay. So proposal is made and signifies his assent. Assent is nothing but the acceptance. There too, the proposal is said to be accepted. Proposal, when accepted, becomes a promise. Okay, as simple as that. Fine. In the first page now, if you just have a quick recap of it, we've learned three sections over here. The very first section is the contract. Subsection 2, subsection H says contract is an agreement enforceable by law. And we've learned what an agreement is. As per section 2, subsection E, an agreement is every promise or set of promises forming consideration to each other. Okay, done with two definitions. And in the course of studying agreement, we have studied what a promise is as per section 2, subsection B. As per section 2, subsection B, a promise is a proposal made and an acceptance given for that particular proposal. Okay, proposal when accepted becomes a promise. From the and here we just they just said the following points emerge from the above definition. That's nothing but proposal when the person to whom the proposal is made signifies his assent. Assent is nothing but the acceptance on that proposal which is made to him. The proposal becomes accepted. Accepted proposal becomes promise. So done with the three definitions from the first page. We are good there. Okay. And now coming on to our second page of the syllabus. Uh, as I already told you, agreement is as per section 2 subsection E. We have a definition there. What is an agreement? If you can recollect it, an agreement is a promise or every set of promise. Promise or every set of promise forming consideration to each other. What is a promise? Promise is a proposal plus acceptance. Okay, in terms of formula, they have just given that over here saying that agreement is a proposal plus acceptance. But then you should always remember along with this, there should be a consideration for both the parties. That is what makes it a complete agreement. Okay. Done with understanding what an agreement is? Fine. All right.